I think going through tours of Afghanistan, seeing things that we did, experiencing things that normal people shouldn't have to experience, created demons, and everyone has a certain level of acceptance of those demons, and it doesn't necessarily have to be, the military side of things. It could be any situation, as I previously mentioned, again, from illnesses to losses to any situation. Everyone has their own story, and within that story there's positives and negatives, goods and bads, and from the bads there are those demons, and I like to obviously refer to them as demons. It's those negative setbacks, the stuff which is holding you back, the stuff which is cramping your style, which is preventing you from progressing or moving forward. Those demons are dealt with in different manners, and there's different ways and mechanisms that we use, to overcome them. Like I had said, I drank, they learned how to swim, and I had to find an alternative. Some people turn to drugs, some people turn to fitness, some people just talk about it. Some people go the other way and don't talk about it. And everyone's got their own way of dealing with it. And I find dealing with them is the way forward, whatever way you deal with them. It's the way to obviously progress. Now, if you don't progress, that's when the issues start happening, and the mental illness side of things come into effect. I'm a big advocate on that. I lost my sister to mental illness, and it's something that I support, and I rarely don't turn a blind eye to. People suffer from PTSD, and it's a blasé, taboo subject initially, until you know someone that is actually suffering from these things. And PTSD doesn't necessarily have to be from military experience. It could be from any traumatic experience that you're exposed to. And if you don't talk about it, those demons build up, and eventually they could consume your life and consume you. So I make time for people that make it aware, or make me or anyone aware that they need to speak to people. We try and give back to charities to support those mental illness charities, and we do anything we can to literally stand by those people, to let them know that they're not alone. It's something that's hit home for me, and something I hold close to my heart too. So if you say you go to war and you're not scared, you are pretty much lying. Everyone is naturally programmed to fear the loss of their own life, the loss of experiencing a traumatic experience like being shot, being blown up, being set on fire, for example. And again, it's... dealing with fear is down to the individual. I tackle them straight on and almost use it to my advantage. At first, suppressing it, hiding it, that's pretty much the go-to answer for everyone. You don't want to be seen as the weak character, as the person that's suffering from PTSD or is fearful of anything, afraid of heights or whatever it may be. After I'd been caught in the fire, I was pretty fearful of fire. In fact, to the degree that I couldn't even stand near a barbecue. I couldn't be around on Guy Fawkes night. It's just one of those things that I sort of stepped back and away from, I shied away from, and that was my fear. Dealing with it was the next stage. After hiding it, people eventually start questioning, well, why is he not standing around the barbecue, or why is he over there when everyone's facing the fireworks that side? So it's the way that you deal with it. You confront that fear, and the way I've confronted it is by hitting it head on, by utilizing whatever it was I was fearful of and turning it totally around and just taking full advantage of the situation by putting myself in that situation again. It's not like I'm going to go and run into a fire and set myself alight again, but what it was becoming a firefighter, where I'd have to now take on the dangers, exposing myself to dangers to help other people out that may be in danger themselves. And it's that fear that's led me to now use it as a positive to help other people that could be fearing fire themselves, being stuck in a fire. I'm now, during this lockdown phase, working a 12-hour shift with a 1-hour travel time either side. I dedicate 1 hour to cardio and 1 to 2 hours to lifting weights in the gym itself. Not leaving me much more time already, doing the maths backwards on that. But I try and at least dedicate 2 to 3 hours for sleep, rest and recovery. A lot of people say that's absolute madness. You can't function off of that. I'm living proof you can. Then I'd like to spend the rest of the time with my family. I'm a father of 2. My wife and my kids are my biggest supporters, and everything that I have set out in front of me during the day, they ensure that I can get it all done. People come up with the excuses all the time. I don't have time for gym. If only I had the time to prep my meals, if only I had the time I could look like you. Well, everyone's got the same 24 hours in the day, and it's just how you utilize them. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he had a great saying, if you only sleep for 6 hours, sleep faster. But you can't sleep faster, I say sleep less. It's again, scheduling it in a matter of importance, and what needs to get done versus what you want to do versus, what can be done in the day. If you need to have that done, you will get it done. You'd wake up earlier. You would go to the gym for, that 1 hour instead of sitting in bed and getting that extra lay-in. So it's managing that time and utilizing it to your best advantage. Don't come up with excuses, just get shit done. That's one of my favorite sayings is, be stronger than your weakest excuse and get shit done. The more excuses you make, the less probability of getting that task done is presented in front of you. So stop making the excuses and start making solutions. Stop finding an exit strategy and find a solution, find an entrance strategy into solving that problem, that puzzle put in front of you. I've always been a big advocate of saying never give up. Regardless of what you're doing, never give up. So there's one thing worse than carrying on, and that's giving up. So if you do give up, that's it. You've got no comebacks to that. I always say keep moving. If I stop moving, I think that's when I'll fade away and break, fall by the wayside and absolutely crumble. I'll have to have purpose for my day, and whatever the purpose is, whether it's to be a better father, whether it's to walk taller, walk that extra bit further, be prouder, dress smarter, train harder, lift heavier. It's keep moving, keep doing that, keep pushing yourself forward the whole time. Yeah, so I believe that anything in life worth doing is worth overdoing, because moderation is for cowards. Yeah, don't be mediocre, always be that extreme, the elite. Push yourself, keep moving forward. Another saying that I like to live my life by is impossible is a word that I choose to ignore, because nothing is impossible. So you just set those goals out in front of you and just go and smash them.